time to build something. We are going to build something today. Hi everyone, it's me, Lisa, the Budget Equestrian. Welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, welcome! And if you want to make the most of the time that you have with your horse, consider subscribing to my channel. Just click on the bell notification down below, and then you'll never miss any of my videos. Today we have a project that we will be able to use for the rest of the challenge. And it doesn't take a lot of time, doesn't take a lot of money, doesn't take a lot of skill. Today, using these landscaping timbers, we're gonna make some ground poles. What's fun about these ground poles is you can use them as ground poles, trot poles, whatever you want to call them, but you can also use them as rails for horse jumps. So if you wanted to start jumping small jumps or make some cross rails, you can totally do it with those bad boys right behind me. There's just a couple of things that you're going to need to make ground poles. So first, you need the landscaping timbers. Landscaping timbers, you need those. I have 7 that I'm going to be using today. The next thing you're going to need for ground poles is Kills 2 primer. Ugh. This stuff right here, that's heavy. And one more thing that you'll need for making your own ground poles is some caulk. This is Alex Painter's caulk, and it is latex. It's easy to clean up, and it works great for filling all of the gaps and cracks in the landscaping timbers, which they seem to have a lot. Although it's not 100% necessary, if you have a sander, this will make your poles look even better. So I just have a little DeWalt 5-inch orbital sander. And to go along with the sander, you need sandpaper. The sandpaper that I'm going to use today is 80 grit, so it's pretty coarse. It makes fast work of those landscaping timbers and all of the sap and stuff that's on top of them. So that's all we're going to need to make our ground poles. So let's get started. And before we get started, I just wanted to show you guys that how I get my landscaping timbers home. I've had people say, well, I don't have a truck, or I don't have any way to get the landscaping timbers to my house. And I would argue that they do. You just have to be creative. I'm pretty fortunate right now because I have a station wagon, I have a Subaru Outback, and the seats fold down. So I have plenty of room to get everything that I could possibly need from Home Depot, like wood-wise, into my car. But I didn't always have this big vehicle. Before I had this, I had a Subaru Legacy. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a little 4-door sedan. I'm telling you, I could get 6 of those landscaping timbers into my little sedan. If it's not your car, you might want to ask someone's permission before you put the landscaping timbers in the car. But if it's your car, put some towels down, and I say go for it. You don't need a whole lot of timbers to make ground poles. Like I said, I'm making 7 with the landscaping timbers that I have right here. I am going to get some more because I use them for rails for my jumps as well. But I figured I'd show you. Today's project's pretty easy. Depending on how many rails you have, it'll probably take 2 to 3 hours. But then your ground poles will be ready for you to use tomorrow. So let's get started.
The first thing you're going to want to do is to remove the tags that are on the end of the landscaping timbers. Sometimes you can pull them off, sometimes you have to get a screwdriver. And then you want to set up your landscaping timbers and sand them as smooth as you can.
So when you have lots of sap on the landscaping timbers, that's what it does to the sanding disc. So unfortunately that sanding disc is trashed after just one timber. But that's all right. That's why I have extra sandpaper. One more to go.
And once you're pretty happy with how your landscaping timbers have been sanded down, you might want to go over them just one more time just to make sure that they're nice and smooth and have no rough edges.
Okay, so all of our rails are sanded. I think it did a pretty good job. It took about 25-30 minutes. So now we'll just caulk them.
When using the caulking gun, I do have gloves on. These are just nitro gloves. Then I can just smooth out the caulking on the landscaping timbers with the gloves that are on my hands. This is a little bit of a tedious process, but I promise it will be worth it in the end. And these are the landscaping timbers, all caulked and just drying and waiting to be painted. After the caulking has dried, then I take some Kills 2 primer and prime the rails. I like the Kills 2 primer the best because it's inexpensive, it's latex so it's water-based so you can rinse out your brushes. If you're just making ground poles, the white paint is great and it dries really fast. And these are the landscaping timbers, all painted, ready to go. They have 2 coats of the primer paint, and I think they look pretty great. And now they're just about ready for me to take out and use them. And then all I have to do is bring them outside, put them in the horse pasture, and they're ready to be used.
So the ground poles are all done. It wasn't that difficult, and I made 7 ground poles, and they can also be used as rails for horse jumps, and it cost me about $50 total. That includes the paint, the caulking, the landscaping timbers themselves, and it took me probably 3 or 4 hours to get them all ready to use. Were you able to make some ground poles? Was it easy? Was it challenging? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought of making your own ground poles. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. If you click on my picture at the end of this video, you can subscribe to my channel and you won't miss any of the videos that I make. Again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay passionate and enjoy your ride.